Welcome, guys, to episode 12 of season 2. And today we have a lovely guest who's going to talk to us about when things don't work out. It's not every story is a success when it comes to blended family. Actually, the percentage of blended families to not work is, I think, 73-75%. Habiba, maybe you could research for me as we go on. We will be able to have the facts. So I wanted us to be real and to be realistic. Not all blended families work. And our lovely guest today volunteered to come. First, I want to say thank you very much for having the confidence and the courage and having the balls, for lack of a better word, to come and share for us an experience of where you tried this thing and it just wasn't for you. So could you kindly introduce yourself to the audience?
Thank you, Vesem. I think I'm used to calling you that.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so my name is Wanjiru Muturi. By training, I am a journalist.
Okay, good.
Yes, but right now I'm an entrepreneur. So I run a household kind of business where I sell household items, that is cutlery, utensils, beddings, etc. So that's basically me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd want to know, looking at you, you're quite young, it reminds me of myself. Take us through, how did you end up being a stepmom? And feel free, be honest.
Yeah.
And it's a podcast, so you're relaxed. So just feel free, be yourself, and feel free to share your story, because we never know who can learn from it.
Yeah.
So how did you end up being a stepmom?
Oh, I'll say love made me become a stepmom, because we all start there. Yeah. So I was 22. That is 2019. I was 22. So here is me. I meet this guy, and it was interesting because where we met, wow. Should I say where we met? Because
I met mine at the club. It's okay.
So I met him in Tinder. So we meet in Tinder, we have our conversation from Tinder to WhatsApp, and weird enough, he didn't tell me actually he had kids. I didn't even know how old he was. I didn't even know how he looked. It was not even in my mind anywhere. So I was just like, cool. So we planned a date, and here we meet for a date, and then you're going to meet somebody you don't even know how they look physically. I don't even know why I never even asked for a photo anyway.
But I think that's natural. That's okay.
Yeah, so I meet him, and then we have a conversation, and that's now when I knew he is actually a divorcee. He has kids, how old he is. And weird enough, he was actually like 30 years older than me. So I am 22. At that time, he was 52.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
So I'm like, he tells me I have kids. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Like he has 5.
Okay. On the first date.
First of all, I'm like, okay, 5 children. We are not even 5 at my home where I come from. So
that's a good one.
Okay.
That's a big
So and then the funny thing is, it's not 5 from one mom.
Okay.
So it's 5 from 3 moms. So we have the first one from the first wife, and then you have the second kid from a baby mama, and you have the 3 kids now from the second marriage. So I'm like, okay, you've dropped it on me. So what am I supposed to do? But I think what made me just be like, fine, I can just go on with it, is because I think I liked the honesty on the first date, because it's a first date. You've already told me this is it. So you deal with it, you stay or you leave. You know?
Yeah, I get it.
Because
even I was told on the first date.
Yeah.
So I can understand.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, 5. Okay, how old are they even? He didn't tell me the ages, but I was just like, let's just go with it. And when you get to meet the children, that's when you're like, okay, am I ready to do this? Because that's now starts feeling like, am I such a baby to be raising babies? Are they even mine? Like, how do you even do this, And the first time I think I meet the kids, that's when I was like, yeah, but it was serious. Because how I met the kids, it was not like they were introduced to me.
Okay, how did you meet them?
I go over to his house now later on. I go to his house, and then the first time I actually didn't meet the kids.
See the children.
I just went. I slept over, and then the next day, I woke up. I think I only met the house help.
Okay.
I only woke up, and the kids were in school.
Okay.
And I left. So the next time I think I went for a weekend, and then it's a Friday. The kids are coming home from school, and the first kid comes, and then she looks at me. Then she's just like, hi, and then she just looks at me. You can tell the face of, who are you and why are you here? I don't know you.
She wasn't able to ask.
Yeah, she didn't ask anything.
Okay.
So she just came there, sat there, and started watching TV. And then I'm like, should I talk to her? Or what am I supposed to do?
And where was the dad at that time? Seated there or?
No, he was in the bedroom by the time they were coming. Because I was in the sitting room. I think I was watching something. Or So then the other two came. The other two are twins.
Okay.
Yes, so they are twins, and then there's a girl. The other two are boys. He used to live with the three only from the second marriage. The others lived with their moms.
Their moms.
Now, I think the shocker was, one is autistic. I didn't know.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Wow.
okay. At this point, I don't even know he's autistic. I'm like, you see, we're just like, hi, what's your name? Just a normal, basic kind of conversation just to get to know who am I dealing with. And then I realize, wait, this one is not talking because he's non-verbal. I'm like, he's not talking. So I'm just like, why is he not talking? And you see the dad left out that whole part. And you see it's an important part because I didn't even know what autism is, because I asked him later, because actually it's a kid. The twin brother told me, no, he doesn't talk, because I was trying to talk to him. No, he doesn't talk. I'm like, okay. So I asked, why doesn't he talk? So I was asking, he has autism. Like, why did you leave that part? I would not have judged.
So here the dad is upstairs, and here now you are dealing. So when the twin boys came in, the twin girl came in, the twin girl said hi, looked at you and wondered who you are.
Yeah.
But then she kept quiet.
Yeah.
Then these two boys came in and he started talking to one.
Yeah.
And the other brother told you he doesn't talk because he's autistic.
Yeah.
So now you are wondering, okay, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
Okay, but the guy is still upstairs.
Yeah, he's still in the bedroom. So I'm like, okay. So this is me now. I hear he tells me, he's autistic and nonverbal. I'm like, okay. I didn't even know what autism is. I've never been in a position where I've interacted with somebody who is autistic. So it's even a new term to me. First of all, I really get confused, because how do I deal with an autistic child? How do you even, what do you do at this? So I decided, you know what? I think since I already found myself here, it's my time to learn what autism is, what happened, what you should do in when you find yourself in that situation. And I think Google that time became my friend. Let's Google what autism is. So how do autistic kids look like? And one thing, I think the interesting thing I learned, from Google and from also interacting with the boy, was actually they are like geniuses, and they are very lovely and very interesting, because they were very young. I think the twin boys were 8, the girl was 5. Okay. So they were young kids. Okay. So they were easy to warm up to me. Okay. And I think by nature, kids just happen to just love me just like that. And I also happen to also gravitate towards kids. So it was easy for me, even if this whole thing was not introduced to me. I was just like, okay, sawa, let's go, let's roll.
So on that day when the father came downstairs, how did it go?
I think nothing was said. We just had dinner, nothing was said. And then they was just like, this one is, already by then they knew my name. So I just introduced myself. I am Shiro. That's it. So even him, when he came, he just said, this is Shiro. You can call her auntie. And of course, that was it. Nothing of, this is my girlfriend, or this one is whoever. There was no introduction. Yeah. Okay,
so then you had dinner, the kids went to sleep, then you left and went back to your house.
Yeah. No. I actually slept over I stayed actually for the weekend.
Okay, and that weekend now, did you hang out, the 5 of you? The 3 kids and him and you.
Yeah, we did on Sundays because I went to their church. Yeah, so after church, there's a whole family thing of you guys go for lunch, and then there's a whole you guys kids playing and all that. So we did. It was actually an interesting weekend because the whole Saturday I was there with the kids. The Sunday, then by the time I was leaving, I think I left on a Monday morning or something. I think I had already known the kids much enough, yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
And at this time, are you living alone or are you living with your parents?
This time I was living alone because literally I moved out right after high school. So
Okay, so you are living alone.
yeah.
Okay. So did you have friends? Who did you after hearing that news, did you tell your parents, your friends, or you just kept quiet with the information?
Wow. Okay. I am not close to my parents.
Okay.
So it was not a conversation I would sit down and have with my parents.
Okay.
So they really know because I moved out when I was 17, right after high school. I was 17. So I was like, you know what, I can't stay at home. At least I was in high school, I was in boarding school. So we never used to meet. We could only meet during the holidays, and sometimes I'm not even at home. So I'm like, I was just like, you know what, I need to get a job and
move.
And I'm out. So right after this situation happened, nobody knew. My friends, I really didn't have a lot of friends. I'm not the one to really have a lot of friends. So my friends also didn't know. I think by the time they were coming to know it was 2020. That's when I really had now.
This is a year
people.
After now.
No, this was 2019. We met in 2019 around May.
Okay.
So 6 months later, that's when my friends are coming to know. And I think that Christmas season, because we went to their home in Shags, and that's when I think my sister called, and then she was like, "Are you coming home for Christmas?" I'm like, "Nope." "Where are you?" I'm like, niko mahali. And so my sister is this inquisitive and always liking to know things in detail. So I'm like, so I just told her, I decided to go and see some mother-in-law somewhere. So my sister is the one who joked about it at home during the whole Christmas. And so that's how my mom knew. Yeah.
And when you went to see his side of the family, were they accommodative? Were they responsive? How was it for you when you went? Were you welcomed? How did it feel the first time? Because now you've met his children, and now you're going to meet the extended family. How was it?
The same weekend I met the kids. The same weekend I met his family, because they all go to. He has a brother and a sister. So the brother doesn't live in the country. So the sister and the husband, they go to the same church.
Okay.
So that Sunday we're in church, and then I meet the sister together with the husband and the sister's 2 kids. So we meet, and then they're just like, "Oh, okay." So he just introduces me casually. "This is Wanjiro." Just but I think because for the adults, they were just like, okay.
They figured it out.
Yeah, so we hung out with them that Sunday. So later on, I think I met the mom in August when we went to drop the kids after during the holidays. So I met the mom, and then she's just a very nice lady. She doesn't say much. She doesn't talk much. So she was just like, very welcoming and very nice to me. So I can say, and then I met now the fully extended, the cousins and the other brother and the brother now during Christmas, because they all came for Christmas holidays, and then everybody's there, and then they're just like, okay, fine. Nobody really questioned who really I am or anything, because he never at any given time said, "Oh, actually this is my girlfriend," or whoever. So everybody, I think they just said, yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you came from Christmas, and then what happened? How did you end up? Did you end up living with them, or you were just dating?
I found myself moving in with them around June
of 2020.
2019.
Okay.
right after we met, like a month and a half after we met.
You moved in with the guy.
I moved in with them. And it was interesting or weird at the same time. I think funny and weird, because by the time I'm moving in with them, yes, I've met the family, but then again, it's a new dynamic. I've never lived with a house help. So he's a house help. So how do I deal with a house help? First of all, how do I deal with kids and everything? I have, so where should I start? How should I start mothering? Should I start mothering, or am I an auntie, or who am I really? So it was just learning and relearning and everything. So I had to learn to do my own thing, because nobody is telling you this is what you should be doing in this house, or because he didn't sit me down and tell me this is the limit, this is the boundaries, this is what. So you learn on your own.
You're just going, how are you doing? You're just vibes and inshallah, you're just
vibes and inshallah, you do your thing. So this is me. I start my own tradition, and that's how I did it. I would start something, I say it doesn't work, fine, we're not doing that one. It works, fine, let's go with this.
So what I mean is this: did you enter and play the role of a mom?
Yes,
So
I had to.
You took the kids to school, you did homework with them, you went out with them. So you did it, but there was no official asking. He didn't officially ask you, or you didn't ask him, what role should I play? Did you ask him, have you introduced the kids who I am? So the kids were just living with Auntie so and so. So all that is unsaid.
Yes.
Okay. Before that, had you had any experience with blended families? Did you come from one, or had you just seen one?
No, I didn't have an experience, because I come from a family where my mom, my dad, my siblings, we just all come from the same,
Yeah, nuclear
so
family.
yeah, it's a nuclear family. So there was nothing like blended family. So this was a whole new experience. And then coming to play, I had never, of course, I don't have kids of my own, so I had never played the mom role ever in my life again, except just the normal cousins come, sisters have kids. You're not really a mom. You're just there for vibes. You're just playing auntie. So here I am. I have to be a mom. So I have to figure out how do moms do this thing, because you see, for me, I didn't have a very good relationship with my mom. So I really was like, I knew from the word go, even before I came into this whole thing of being a stepmom, how I was parented is not how I would ever want to parent my kids. So I sat down, I think I took my journal, and I'm like, what did I say I would ever want to do when I become a mom? So I wrote everything down, and then I started this tradition where, okay, I would wake up. I would make sure that I see the kids in the morning before they go to school.
Wow.
And then I tell them, oh, you guys, see you later. And then, they are very like awesome, kind of cute kids. So they would just be like, yeah, see you later. And then they leave, and then come in the evening. We had a routine, like they knew once you come, you have 5 things to do. Like that's something like we had sat down and discussed. They knew that you have to come, shower, do your homework and everything. So during homework time, we'd sit down, we'd do homework, we'd sit down, how was your day? And then they would also ask me, how was your day? So what did you do? I would also ask them what happened in school and everything. And then now I'm such a Christian, so so I had started this tradition where every time, because they used to go to bed at 8, so at 7:45 there, we'd go to the bedroom, we'll sit down and catch up on the day, and then we pray, and then we sleep, So that is something I think, even for the years, because I stayed there for like almost 4 years, it was something that was very consistent, to a point that even when I went like home, they would call, it's our time to sleep, so we just call so that we can pray, or maybe they would ask questions of homework, because they used to say, when we ask dad, that's gonna be hard, because dad doesn't understand. Because I feel they also found it easier with me, because they feel like we're almost the same age, or I can understand them better, because I also have the childlike personality in me. So we joke about things even when things got serious, even when it comes to the whole discipline thing. Maybe it was easier for me.
How would you discipline them?
Yes, I will. Because you see now, it's me doing the whole thing of me being alone. So I had to. But now I was doing it my own way, how I would want to do it when I have my own kids. Like, fine, this is what you did. Let's sit down and talk about it. What made you do it? Do you think it was right? Why do you think it was not right? And
so you fully parented.
Yes.
My question is this. I'm just wondering, how did you jump into the role when you didn't have a discussion with your partner?
I think it's just the nature of you in the situation. So you go with it. You roll with it. Because now you can't, what am I doing in this house? You can't just sit around and then there are kids and then you're just there. Because for him, he had that expectation. Actually, I think later on he came and then he was like, if something was not done, he would have, why wasn't this done? I thought you playing the role of mom here. Because I remember there was one time he sat and then he told me, you know what? I think these kids consider you of a mother than their mother. And then I'm like, okay. Why would you say that? And he said, first of all, they never used to talk to their mom at that point. The mom never used to live in the country. She doesn't live in the country. So after the divorce, she left. So there's a lot of things that I had heard about the mom. And of course, you believe whatever you hear. So there were so many things I've heard. And then he's just like, you're actually really doing well in this whole mom thing. And I'm like, oh God, thank you. I don't know if it's a good compliment or a bad one, but let's go with it.
So you didn't have the baby mamas interfering because the baby mamas were away?
No, okay. I never, actually at no given time did I meet the firstborn kid. But I met the other one and I met her mom.
Okay.
So when I met her mom, it was actually very weird because she thought I am the firstborn daughter. You see, I'm tiny, so
You're the firstborn daughter of who?
Of the guy now, because I think even her, she was not so familiar with the other kid, because you see there are 5 kids. 1 is from the first marriage, and then 1 from the baby mama, and then 3 from the second marriage.
So which one was in the States?
The one from the second marriage.
The 3 kids.
Yes.
So these other 2, they are living with their mom.
Yes.
So 2 baby mamas, each one lives with their kid.
Yes.
So the 3 was the one who was married, and the mother went to the States.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these other ones who are living with their mothers, would they come to visit or not?
No, they would never come to visit. Their kids were actually older, because I think the one from the first marriage was in high school. And then the one from the baby mama, she was in primary, but I think in grade 7 or something, yes, around there. So that's the mom I met. And you see, the first time I met her, because I think we were to pick the kid so that we go to Shags. So she came and said hi, and then you see, she first thought I am actually, you see, her thought was I am the other kid. And then she's like, no. She was told, no, she's not. This is not so and so.
And so she was told you what? At all this time, you what is she calling you? What is he calling you?
No, so...
I'm just wondering, at all this time you're doing all these things, he's calling you what?
No, we just used to the normal pet names or whatever. So it was just normal in that way. But you see, for her, where we met in a mall because we were just picking the kid. There was nothing else we were doing. But I realized when she knew who I am, she changed. Like, you could tell even the facial expressions. She's just like, nah, you could see it, but it's not your business. So you're just like...
And you don't encounter
whatever.
her all the time?
Yeah, I never saw her, by the way. I never met her again. Because from there on, the kid came to stay with us for a while.
Okay.
Because, 2020 comes, it's COVID.
Okay.
And then we had gone to Shags because everybody thought COVID is like 2 weeks, 1 month, and then it's done. So we had gone to Shags just for maybe the 2 or 3 for 1 month. And of course, we stayed in Shags for 6 months. Because during the whole COVID thing, so I was also I had now the other kid from the baby mama, so I had now 4. But I didn't have 4 only. I had like now 6 because the sister's kids came to stay with us. So I am also mothering other kids. So I was like mothering 6 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now his mom knows you're the wife now, or the girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, from COVID, when COVID ended, when you came back, at this point, do your parents know that you are a stepmother to 4 children?
No, not really. We never sat down and discussed about it because myself and my parents, we don't sit down and discuss things. Everybody's like, you mind your own business. I mind my own business. If you need anything, call. So we only call when there's something you need, anything you can call. So there was no that conversation of I am actually a stepmom or I'm actually living with somebody. You see, my mom knew through my sister. So at that point, she never asked, she never questioned. I think one time is when I think we were having the conversation. I think it came up somewhere in when my mom called once, and then the only thing she said is I hope hujaenda kuharibu boma ya wenyewe,
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was the only thing she said because she
didn't ask how you're doing.
No, because I think because she had I am raising kids.
I hope hujaenda kufanya.
I hope hujaenda kuharibu boma ya wenyewe,
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And for your friends, do you feel like now you're a mom, do you feel like you're missing out and you are used to your own life? Did you feel like you're sacrificing your youth?
Well, sometime, yes, I did. Because 2020, I joined campus. So I'm in campus, I'm in school. I am a mom. I am kind of a wife. Let me say it was now. You're a wife, So sometimes, yes, I did. Because we'd want to go maybe to the club.
With your friends, but you can't, you have to rush home.
Yes, I can't. Or because he would have issues maybe. Or maybe he would ask, okay, maybe the house help has gone for her weekend off. So, you're going, alafu who is gonna stay with the kids? Because sometimes I felt it. Sometimes it would feel like, why did I bring myself in this situation? Because why do you have a problem staying with your kids? They are your children. I want to go. I want to go and dance in the club.
But now
he doesn't want me to go because he's just like, now you'll go to the club and then who is gonna remain with the kids?
Him. Once in a while you're allowed.
No, there's a time I think I asked him, see, I thought you're the dad, so you stay with the kids. Kwani, me just want to go. I want to go for a sleepover at my friend's house.
So did you go?
It was hard. I think the easiest way for me to maybe be out, because sometimes you need to let me just go because I need to breathe because maybe the week has been hard. I think I would use this excuse of, we have group discussion, and of course I am the only one who is far because you see I was staying far from school because I was commuting every day.
From what?
So we used to live in South Sea. I used to school in multimedia, so it's in Rongai.
That was
so
far, yeah.
I am the only one who is far. All the rest, like my classmates, live in Rongai.
Around,
yeah, so I'm like, so there's a group discussion. And now since you never want my friends to come over, I'm the one who has to go. And of course, it's easier for us to discuss at night because after classes and everything. So that was the only time maybe I could go for a sleepover.
And go out with your friends.
And then before I would go to the club. And then I would block him on my status because I don't want you to see me dancing in the club.
On your status? On your sister's where?
Like, you see, I would want to maybe to post on my WhatsApp. So I would block him because if he knows I went out. Yeah.
Okay.
If he knows I went out, then, Yani, you made me stay back with the kids. And you see, he'll say, you made me stay back with the kids, but the house help was around.
And
so
it's his children.
Sometimes I would feel like you're making me carry the whole baggage and it's your kids. So sometimes it would get to me, and then sometimes I'll just be like, you know what? I think I want to leave. It's tiresome. I didn't sign up for this. So we would argue about it sometimes, and then I'll come back to my senses. And I'm like, but you know what? It's the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did it continuously for what made you decide that you can't do it anymore, or it's not working for you?
I think one. The relationship was not working. So because the relationship is not working for me, sometimes I would feel like it's getting to me, and I would also find myself the kids would pay for it sometimes because you see when you're stressed and then the kid will come and ask you something, I would shout at them like, no. So later on I would be like, gosh, what did I just do?
Go and try and apologize.
Yeah, so I would sit the kids down and then I'll apologize. And you know what's weird? The kids will come and tell me, and sure, you don't worry, that's just how dad is. Dad likes to bring issues and just shout at people and just he's always angry. And I think there are times where it got physical. And I think the kids heard. So the eldest kid came and told me, you know what? I know it's bad and I know you are hurt, but please go and apologize to dad so that you don't leave. We don't want you to leave. We don't want another auntie.
That's now the 8-year-old boy who's not autistic.
Yeah.
Because the girl is 5.
Yes.
So the 8-year-old boy who's not autistic is the one who is now like a mini grown up.
Yes. So like, you don't leave. Please just go and apologize. No, it's not your mistake. We know that. But just go and apologize because we don't want another auntie.
So this is 2 years in or 3 years in. Now this boy is 10.
Yeah, the boy is 10, 11, yeah.
And he would tell you that?
Yeah. Because I think the reason he would say that is because he would get angry and he would come, maybe shout at them, or maybe he would do things that the kids would feel they are not comfortable. So when things like that happen, you see their kids, kids learn things or they see things and they don't talk.
They don't talk. So they were processing in their heads, and I know this is not right.
Sometimes they'll come and tell me, Anshiro, can we talk? Because we used to have meetings on Sunday. Me and them. We used to have just meetings.
Oh, that's so cute.
So
can we talk?
Can we talk?
About?
And then they'll come and tell me, you know what? This and this happened, but we can't tell dad. So me just want you to know this happened. And I don't know like how we should. An example maybe like, kids in school. Mm-hmm. So they'll lose things. So they know I lost my sweater. And if dad knows, that will be hard. So either dad will beat her or they'll shout, and then they'll insist to come in the sweater. And Aki and Shros, I've tried and looked for it and I didn't get it. So maybe things like those.
So
or
you
maybe
go buy them a sweater and save them.
Okay. I'd say maybe sometimes you go and try and tell them, go and talk to the teacher, maybe try and look for it. But then something happened in 2022. I reached out to their mom. So
in the States now?
Yes.
Okay.
The mom is in the States. So I reached out. She's a very awesome, amazing lady. So I had so many negative things about her. So by the time I'm approaching her, that's what I know. And I'm also worried. The mom used to send clothes from the US. But then she doesn't even know how. You see, she has never seen this. She never sees the kids. When they communicate, there used to be a telephone in the house. So that's the only way they communicate, and it's maybe once or twice a week. So I had told him, please just communicate to her. Tell her how the kids look like now, and maybe
so
their sizes. Yes, because you're also making me tired going to the tailor every time to make the kids have the, because the kids are small, and then in the US,
the US kids are big, so she imagines that's the size here. Yes. I understand. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what made, because I tried to tell him.
And you're seeing there's no change. There's nothing.
No, he refused. Actually, he told me on my face. No, it's her money, because you see they were never in good terms. So it's like, it's her money, so I don't care. So I really felt bad for her.
And you felt bad for the kids also, so you decided to reach out.
Yeah, so I'm like, because he said the kids can tell her. So how do I start telling kids? You tell your mom, by the way, the clothes never fit you. So I took her number and I texted her. And then I had only talked to her once, because there's a time she called on telephone and then the phone rang he had warned us, never talk to her. Even if she ever calls and let the phone ring. So I picked it once because the phone rang for a very long time. So I told her, hi, please give me like 10 minutes. I go and look for the kids. They are outside playing, and then you can call back later. And then she was like, oh, this is Shiro. Thank you for taking care of my kids. Oh. I'm like, okay, no problem. So by the time I'm reaching out, she already knew who I am, because also the kids had told her about me. Yeah. So I just reached out, this is the reason I'm reaching out. And then we became friends. Mm-hmm. So things became easier now, because now
with the kids now,
with the kids and with the mom, because if I needed something and maybe I was not in a financial position too, I'll tell the mom, by the way, we need this. But he never knew I used to talk to her. So we became very good friends, even because that year she managed to come back here to maybe visit the kids. Mm-hmm. So I actually met her now. I met her. He didn't know. I met her. So immediately she landed, she called me. She told me, I'm already here. So we met for coffee, and I came back home. He didn't know where I was, because he just thought nilikuwa tu shughuli zangu. So things now became easier when I knew her, because we would discuss things. when it became maybe harder for me, maybe emotionally or whatever, or maybe something happened maybe with him, I would discuss with her, because already she knows him. And now I also got to know the other side of the story, so I knew what was right and what. And now I would and now also with the kids, handling with the kids became easier, because I would ask her, what do you think I should do? Because this is what is happening, or this is what the kid has done. What do you think I should do? So her being the amazing lady she is, she'll just always call, reach out and tell me, what if we do this? What if we try this? Maybe we can do the birthday party this way, so that he can't know maybe I am behind it, or he can't also know you doing something,
So, but why didn't she? Why was she not free to, like, now when she's visiting, to stay with her children?
You see, she visited she stayed for like a month when she came. For that time, she stayed with the kids.
Okay.
But you see, this whole time she's in the US, she doesn't really know much that is going on, and the
so
kids
used
can't
to be
explain.
The in-between, and even one can't speak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So at least I can explain. And
so she had moved on.
Yeah, she had moved on. She got married.
Okay.
So she never. For her, she was like,
and this guy has refused with the kids. Actually, Wengangana, wow, amazing. Wengangana. Okay,
it's your time. It's your time.
You are having more communication with their mother than the man you're living with.
Yes. Actually, now I felt like she was my support for anything I needed. If I needed something, can we talk?
Wow, that's true. I never heard that. Okay. So by the time it reached to a point where you said enough, was it because of it being physical, or was it because of him not acknowledging you as a mom, or what made you, like, trigger you, like, I can't do this anymore?
One, the relationship was not working at all. So
in what way?
In terms of I would say, I don't want to use the word narcissist, because nowadays it's really misused. So I would say there was so much gaslighting, and there was so much mental manipulation. So it had gotten to a point where I no longer had emotions anymore. So no matter what you tell me, it's just like, whatever. Because you see, when there's a lot of gaslighting and so much mental manipulation, you get to a point where you're just a living being. You don't have the emotion part of you, because things like, if I cry, or if I maybe try to rant, or I try to say anything, of course he would be like, maybe you're trying to look for attention, or maybe why you're doing that. You see, there are kids. I'm like, the kids are not even with me when I'm going through my mental breakdown, so why are you trying to make it look like this? So by that time I'm tired. Plus also my friends, they were like always, because by this time I had made friends in campus, so we were very close. They had come to my house so many times, so they were like,
come to the house with the guy where you were living.
Finally he agreed my friends can come and visit me. So they were like, Wanjiro, I think you're not okay, because at first I used to cry a lot, and then later on I no longer had emotions. So they were like, you know what, I think you're not okay. I think it's time you leave. But now whatever made me now say I'm done is when the physical part happened, and then of course he was physically abusive once. So I was like, I think I had already said, Mimi, when it comes to you slap me, it's over. But still I didn't leave at that point. So
and at this time you're how old?
By that time it was 3 years later, 25.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it became worse when he called my mom once. Then I was like, why are you calling my mom? As who? Have you gone to take Mbuzi there, and so that you can call? Because he met my mom once. He met my family once, and how he had met my family is tulikuwa tumeargue sana, and I think that weekend we had an event at home. So he was just like, for me, just to make it easier for you, just go and then I'll come and pick you up at home. Actually, it would be a good road trip for the kids and I. So when he came to pick me up, that's when he met my mom and my dad, I think my sisters. So no introduction done, because me, I was not ready to introduce anyone, because I already knew this is not gonna end anywhere. And plus, did you even introduce me as who? You never at any given time. So by this time, I already knew this relationship is gonna die. So I was just like, so he came. I think my siblings and my mom just guessed it too, because they already knew I was staying with kids and a guy whom they didn't know even how he looked like. So at that point now, when we argued, there's a time we argued, and then he called my mom and then started saying things, and I was just like, oh, I'm contemplating suicide, I'm doing what? I was so mad. And then at that point I was like, this is the last straw. I am done. Because most of the time, there are times maybe like thrice or whatever I had packed, I'm done, I want to leave. But then sometimes I would think of the kids. I'm like, why am I leaving the kids? Why? I've already become like a mom to them. How will they feel? Are they safe really? Because at this point, you see, he was becoming so angry so many times. So I was like, if I leave, this anger now will be to the kids. No, I would feel like I would have failed them, So I would stay until now. Then I was like, you know what? I think it's my time to go. I can't keep staying here just because of kids that are not even mine, Yeah.
And so you left?
So
He
I was
didn't
just
follow
like,
you?
I left.
After all
I
the
left.
work you had done?
Yeah, I left in 2023 in January. So I think that is the time where schools were to open around the third week of January. So the kids were not around. The mom had come that December, and then the mom left. And then they went to, the kids later left to go to the guys' shags. So in January they were in shags. I had refused to go for Christmas that year. So I was in Nairobi, and then we had a very small argument, and then he was like, why do you always have issues and everything? And then he was like, you know what? I think maybe you should actually even leave. And then I was like, maybe that's the only thing I know, because I knew by this time I was done with campus, because I cleared campus in 2022. So I was telling myself, I have 3 months here. I have until my birthday. By my birthday gift in 2023 is leaving this relationship, because by this time I was feeling like I'm in a better position to leave the kids, because you see, I'm in a good place with their mom. So by now the mom would communicate to them better, because he had also
because the kids also have grown.
Yes,
so the 8-year-olds are now 12. Okay.
Yeah, plus you see now they're in good communication with their mom.
Okay.
So I was just like, now I am good. I had tried, I'm at a good place to detach. So I had already started detaching with the kids a little bit. Every time I would do something, because, and I'm like, I'm okay.
The kids actually what kept you there?
Yes. I think for like 2 years, it's only the kids who kept me there, not actually the guy. Because the kids, they're such darlings.
And there's no mistake they've done.
Yes. Okay. So, but plus I also felt like they're just like my own kids. I know they're not from my womb, but, well, yeah.
You loved them.
I really did, and I think it was very mutual, because even today when we meet, they're always like, they come running to hug me. So yeah.
They see where?
We meet actually. We meet almost every other Sunday. Sometime we meet in church. Because I found myself shifting to his church, and I stayed. So we meet in church when they come to church. Sometimes when I go to the service where we can, coincidentally, for him, I've met him several times in church. We don't talk. Okay. But now I think we talk. Now he reached out. He reached out. So now I think when we meet, we can just be like, hi. So by the kids, we would meet the kids. I would meet the kids easily. So they would come, say hi, hug me. How are you? Make sure I know what's going on. We WhatsApp. So they always call me, text me, and tell me what's up. Yes. They tell me what's going on. They ask me, maybe if they're going through something, they'll text me, what do you think I should do? Actually, you know what? School is tiring me. I think now I think I should break up with school. Maybe.
Oh, but they're young. So you still communicate with the children?
Yeah.
Do you still communicate with their mom?
Yeah, we're very good friends, still date. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, coming from a place where you were young, but you had enough love to accommodate him, who sadly, sorry to say, doesn't sound like he's a great guy. What are some of the lessons that you can give maybe a young girl who's dating someone older and is in the journey of becoming a stepmom?
Wow. First of all, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy being a stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, love yourself. Love yourself. I would say it's the start of things, because I think for me, I would say at first I thought it was love, but later on I don't think it was love. It was just me attaching to my daddy issues. So that was even the reason I was even dating such an older guy, because later on is when I was like, oh, it was daddy issues all along anyway.
Did you go to therapy?
I did therapy, but I think it was not really useful. But I did my own self-therapy and whatever. So that's when I was like, you know what? This is daddy issues, and this is just me attaching to whole daddy issues. So say, love yourself a lot, and then know your boundaries, and learn to what you can compromise and what you can't. Because there are things that will happen in between, maybe with the kids or maybe in the relationship part, and then you're like, am I ready for this? If it's something that you feel like it's not, you can't compromise, just don't compromise just for the happiness of another person, and then you forget yourself. And I think being a stepmom, I think just treat the kids as if they are your own, because I always say you never know,
and they have done no mistake.
You never know what happens, because maybe you'd want to get kids, and then maybe something can happen, maybe like you can die, sorry to say, you can die, or maybe the relationship can end, and then
love the children because they have no mistake.
They have no mistake.
Have you been able to move on to another relationship after that?
Oh wow. Not really. Maybe
that's 22.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I am 20. I'm turning 28 this month. Yes.
So are you single?
I am single.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to make sure she's single. She was also a stepmom, so she's good and she's nice. But she's not doing the stepmom thing again. But any single man out there, you can see she's a nice lady. So I'm here, I'm marketing you. Okay. So, but that's a long time. What would you say? Why haven't you? Have you tried dating?
Have I tried? Yes. I did, and then it didn't work out. So, at first, before I tried dating, I always have this thing of, if a relationship dies, I would sit down with my journal. I like journaling, so I'll sit down with my, what mistake did I do in the previous relationship? So what did he also do in the previous relationship? What did I do good? What did he do good? And then I'll sit down and evaluate my mistakes, and then I'll try and work on them. So it takes a while before I jump into another relationship. So it took a while, and then I found myself in kinda relationship, but then it didn't work out. So so that's how now, I think a year later, I'm single.
So before we end, what do you think, just a short statement, what effect did being a stepmom for 4 years have on you? Now that obviously I can see you've healed, you talk to the children. Yeah, I know the gentleman definitely not, and I can understand. But what effect did it have on you?
Wow, good question. Thinking about it, I think it made me learn motherhood, because previously I was not in a situation where I was a mom, or because the sibling who comes after me, we're almost the same age. We're like 3 years apart, so there was no point where I was mothering anyone
even at home.
So it made me learn motherhood. So I think right now, even if I find myself in motherhood, maybe if I ever decide to get children, maybe it will not be hard for me for older kids, kidogo. So it made me learn motherhood, appreciate mothers, because I think moms do a good job. I think at my point, by the time I was getting to that whole thing, I was just like, I didn't like my mom, so I was just like,
But now
whatever.
After that, do you appreciate her more?
Yeah, I think I do a little bit more. So there was a whole more appreciation to anyone who is a mom there, or anybody trying to mother kids that are not theirs, because it's not easy, because you don't know how much discipline you can give, because you're so afraid will they hate me? Will they love me? What will they think of me later on when they grow up? Because when they're kids, they're just like, but later on when they grow up, and then they say, oh, we had an evil stepmom. So there's that. And also it made me see the whole relationship and love in a different angle, in a different perspective, and even learning the dynamics of dating an older person and all that. So yeah.
Okay, the relationship after, was it an older person or this close the same age?
Nah, it was just somebody my age.
Oh, that's
So,
good. Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, it's quite impressive. Thank you for telling us that story.
Yeah.
You tried. You really tried.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that you tried for those children. And maybe you might think, I don't know if you do. Do you blame yourself that you didn't stay longer? Do you have that in your heart sometimes?
Well, at some point, I think after I left the relationship for like 6 months, from January till around July 2023, I was just like, okay, what did I do? Why did I? Oh, maybe I would have stayed. I'm always a strong person. I would have let the whole drama go away, and then I would have stayed. How are the kids now? Because at that point, Oxo was not speaking to the kids because he had blocked me on their tablets. So I was not even speaking to them. I would know how they're faring via their mom, because their mom would reach out and tell me this is what is happening. So at that point, I would really blame myself and ask myself, did I really do the right thing? Maybe I would have stayed and worked on my own issues. Maybe I would even have tried to work the relationship out for the sake of the kids. I really blame myself at that point. And then later on, I was like, it was just not coincidental that I left at that point. Maybe I needed to leave for maybe myself to heal and to go to new places and everything. Plus also maybe the kids were at a point where now they could fly.
They could stand on their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
I'll just say that congratulations.
Thank you.
You are such a young girl with a very big heart.
Well, yeah.
For loving those children, for also being able even to communicate with their mother. That's a success story. And also for appreciating the fact that it didn't work out, and giving it your all. What advice would you give to younger women who find themselves dating older men in relationships and eventually things don't work out? Because I'm sure there are girls somewhere, maybe right now, dating a man who's 15 years older, trying her best. Yeah. What advice would you give? Constructive advice. Like, what are the things they should look out for?
I would say, one, please know yourself. Don't go there with an expectation of things are gonna be easy. And go there with a very open mind. Things can work out or not.
Good.
Just that. And please, also with the fact that this person is older than you, so maybe kidogo, they might be feeling like whatever you say doesn't matter, because they are maybe, there's
like
this,
a child.
Yeah, there's this whole thing of people think that the older you are, the wiser you are, but sorry to say, fools also grow old. Okay. So
that's a
please,
good one. Fools also grow old.
Yeah, so please go open-minded with that. And please also know, let your voice also be heard. Like if your voice can't be heard, it won't be okay, it won't be well, because every time you'll always be trying to explain yourself and everything. So if the relationship with you is not with your partner is not good, just know that it will be so hard for you to find yourself parent. If there is the whole parenting thing, it will be hard, because if communication can't work with him, it will be hard, because what will you be telling the kids? What do you know where the boundaries are?
You've not been told you're our mother. So okay, I get it. And thank you so much for coming and saying it. And I imagined it would be someone older, but you're 22. I was 22 when I met Mike, so I can understand. Congratulations for trying. And whatever you did, don't think it went to waste. God sees it. God has seen it. He will reward you. And I pray that you meet someone and you have a wonderful relationship, because you have a lot of love to give. And and I'm glad that also it helps you see your mom in a different way. and appreciate motherhood. And nimwambia ako single. Please. She's single. If you want, DM me. But first we have to. Lazima tutakuchunguza. Thank you very much for coming, and I truly appreciate it. These things don't always work, guys. The percentage of a blended family working is very low. What is it, Habiba? Wow.
Oh, wow.
5% in Africa that a blended family would work. Wow. 5. I thought I even had hope. I thought 17%. 5%. So you can imagine you tried. You really tried. Okay, you really tried. Yeah. So I'm so shocked to see a young girl like you who is so self-aware and who tried, who loves the kids. You even talk to them even now. You didn't carry any anger. You know, ultoka tu roho safi, you're still talking to them and the mom. So don't worry. Your reward is coming.
It'll come soon.
It is coming soon. Claim it. Claim it.
I manifest.
Manifest it. You'll find your person, and whatever lessons you've learned are not lost. Thank you so much for coming. Any young person who's out there who has met an older man who wants to parent, if you want to reach out, she's here. You can let us know, and you can always meet her if she's ready to meet you. And I hope, guys, you've learned something, that it's okay to try. Not everything has to work out. And with that marks the end of episode 12. It's episode 12? 11.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, guys, it has marked the end of episode 11. This has been a series that I've really learned a lot. Season 2 has been learning and hearing other people's perspective, and it has really changed how I've viewed it, because sometimes when you're in it, you only see yourself as a victim. Now you are not seeing the mother, you are not seeing the kids. Now you're seeing the whole full circle. I think I've seen the whole full circle. Actually, even relatives. I think I should interview the relatives once, because they also play a part. You know, and we think that it doesn't affect them. So thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing and having the confidence. And you've manifested. When it works out, please let us know. With that, this marks the end of episode 11. See you in episode 12.